What is up, everybody? It is Mikeman WBA here, back again with another episode of the WWE Draft Series. Let's be honest, nobody thought it would go this long. We are back with Nathan, aka NLG.
Hello, everyone.
We are here with a special episode because it is WWE Unforgiven, because nobody finds TLC interesting.
Fair enough.
It's safe to say, yeah? TLC's boring at this point. The odd TLC match here and there is fine if it's built to it, but at this point, nobody specialises in anything in WWE anyway. So, Unforgiven is back.
I just got sent a picture of a cat and it looks adorable.
Lovely.
See, I'm getting all the pussy pics.
Fuck's sake. That's not that I make money anyway, but this is demonetised. But yeah, we're back with Unforgiven. We're going to get straight into the show. We have an 11-match card, so not quite as big as TLC was for WWE this year. If you can count Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman as a match, more of an angle. But 11 matches. Let's jump in. And we kick off with a SmackDown match as Aleister Black defeats Elias in 10 minutes and 23 seconds by pinfall with a black mass. Elias with an in-ring performance of 51 to Aleister Black's impressive 71.
Ooh.
No worker improvements, but interesting that Black is doing so well considering Elias is actually a main eventer at this point and Aleister Black is a mid-carder. Good ratings. Aleister Black gets the one-up on Elias in their feud. Elias picking on the wrong person.
Yes. It's not ended well for Elias, that.
No, like most things in his WWE career.
Oh, that was very mean.
I mean, it's true. We'll move on.
We then have a 60C, when about that had decent wrestling but little heat. Buddy Murphy makes his second defense of the Cruiserweight Championship as he defeats Akira Tazawa in just over 10 minutes by pinfall with illegally using the ropes for leverage. Akira Tazawa unfortunately sustained an inflamed subscapulara. Can't read that properly.
Close enough.
There we go. Big words, I'm scared of them. Akira Tazawa still gets a 65 though, Buddy Murphy only with a 41, which isn't that good to see from the Cruiserweight Champion. His reign may have to be cut short.
Yeah.
It's just not improving enough.
And speaking of not improving, no improvements in that match. But a decent rating for the Cruiserweights, to be fair. Match rating.
Press F to show your respect and tribute to Akira Tazawa's inflamed subscapularia.
I think it's an S on the end. But
I can't tell.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, we'll move on. Locker room's not happy with Buddy Murphy.
Seems like he's got no buddies.
That's because he's Australian.
Haha, racism.
Yeah, it's fine. They're Australian. What are they going to do? Throw a kangaroo at me? Oh.
My friend's Australian.
Oh.
We then have an angle, a Kurt Angle, 78B, as Bray Wyatt is brought into the locker room, or the office, of Kurt Angle, and he's asked about what happened on Monday night with Mike Kanellis. And Kurt Angle says, "Where is Mike? He's not here tonight. He's not reported in. His wife's worried sick." And Bray's like, "Who?" And he's like, "Mike Kanellis, the guy you abducted." And Bray goes, "I don't remember this. I never did that." And Kurt Angle shows them the footage on his phone. And he's like, "No, that never happened, Kurt. God, these worlds, they get to you, man." And just walked off chuckling away to himself. What a silly Billy that Kurt Angle is.
Do you think
Where is Mike Kanellis, though? Leave your predictions down below.
Do you think he showed him the footage on the award-winning WWE Network?
No, he did it on his phone. He used a clip from the award-winning WWE YouTube channel, which, if you didn't know, has more subscribers than a lot of channels, including ours.
Yeah, well, that's not hard. Smile and thumbs up. Yeah. Moving on to the Raw Women's title match.
In a decent match, Rowdy Ronda Rousey defends her championship for the very first time, defeating Little Miss Alexa Bliss, Little Miss Mickie James, and Sasha Banks when she tapped Mickie James out with the armbar the second time this week. She makes her first defense of the championship in a 73B-, which is good. And Ronda Rousey carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. Big bad Ronda. She's just so over compared to everyone else in the division. It's great.
Yeah, and similar ratings to that tag match in the week. I think the match rating was slightly higher, though. I'm not sure.
Could have been, yeah.
Alexa Bliss improving in her performance skills. Nice to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely to have.
Yeah. And we'll move on from that match, as we will ignore what might be happening.
I wish you could set it to ignore that.
Yeah. And we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and it is the winners of the SmackDown Tag Tournament, Gargano Ono versus The Bar. And it is The Bar that come out on top when Sheamus pins Johnny Gargano following a Brogue Kick, after Johnny Gargano is distracted by Lio Rush, and actually Cassius Ohno also distracted by Bobby Lashley. So The Bar make defence number 2 of their tag titles. Lashley and Rush obviously pissed off at Gargano Ono for costing them their title opportunity, decide to get a bit of revenge, and Ono and Gargano end up coming up short against The Bar. A 62 for Ono, 61 for Gargano, not bad for two mid-carders, an 81 for Cesaro and a 77 for Sheamus, pretty impressive. Cesaro and Ono, obviously the former Kings of Wrestling, both improving some of their skills, and an 80B, a very impressive match rating for this one.
Match of the night so far.
Yeah, probably going to be match of the night for the whole show.
Nah, I disagree. The main event got it.
We do have some very exciting matches coming up.
Yeah, my tag match and your main event will beat it.
Yeah. Next up,
we have a 75B-. Ronda Rousey has stood backstage for an interview. When into the shot walks Sasha Banks. She congratulates Ronda Rousey on her victory. The two shake hands, but she says, "Yeah, you did beat someone tonight, but that wasn't me. I didn't tap out. You've never beaten me. I've never beaten you. I think it's about time one of us changes that, don't you?" And then she walks away, just rhyming some more.
Yeah, and Ronda Rousey, despite seemingly not talking in that segment, did work with the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to her advantage, helping that rating of a 75B- promo, which is nice to see for two women not rated on sex appeal in this game.
Yay!
After that, though, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and in a match that didn't have a massive amount of heat, Becky Lynch defeats Asuka in just under 15 minutes by stoppage when Asuka passes out inside the disarmer. Becky Lynch making the first defence of her SmackDown Women's title. Asuka got a very impressive 76 in ring. Becky Lynch with an equally impressive 65. A match rating of 72B-, just one short of that Raw Women's title match. Becky Lynch, though, improving in her flying skills. And a decent match, considering we don't have Ronda Rousey. She's effectively a cheat code for women's matches in this game.
She's excellent.
Probably should have drafted her, really, shouldn't I?
To be fair, she is incredible, though.
Yeah, she is really good.
Like,
not as good as Becky Lynch, though.
Debatable.
She cheated at Survivor Series. We've gone over this.
She knocked her the fuck out.
Anyway, next up,
72B-, and a match that I'm disappointed from, to be quite honest. In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Usos defeated Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in 14-12 when Jimmy Uso defeated Dean Ambrose by pinfall with a double super kick. During the match, we had Seth Rollins turn on Dean Ambrose as the Usos win the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso had great chemistry when teaming together. Ambrose and Rollins both did quite well, as did the Usos for their performances, but Ambrose and Rollins did do better by quite a bit than the Usos,
who
unfortunately are not suited to their gimmicks, but then again, neither are Ambrose and Rollins. Now, you're probably wondering, what happened when Seth Rollins turned on Dean Ambrose? Dean Ambrose, for the full match, he wouldn't tag Seth in. He just wasn't for it. He wouldn't let him in the match. He was taunting Rollins. He was getting in the head of Rollins. And at some point, Dean Ambrose, it catches up to him. bam, double super kick from the Usos, and Seth Rollins just walks away when Ambrose went for the hot tag. And can you blame him? Like, the torture, the months of torment that Seth Rollins has had to endure from Dean Ambrose. It even screwed up his match against Shinsuke Nakamura last month at Survivor Series. It cost him the Intercontinental Championship to John Cena. And now it's cost him the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships to the Usos. One of the Usos improved in performance, as did Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, and interesting to see Seth turning on Dean, but as you explained, makes a lot of sense during the match itself. 72B- is fairly disappointing for these guys, but I am assuming it is because of that turn in the match, because the game doesn't think logically.
It does not, no.
So next up, we have a little backstage interview with the team of Gargano Ono, and they will swear revenge on Lashley and Rush. They will sort of get their revenge on them for costing them their title shot. They will get another title shot some point in the future. They'll work towards that, and then they will gain those tag titles from the team of Sheamus and Cesaro. Decent little promo, 58C-, not great, but not two charismatic guys, but not necessarily the best on the mic.
Yeah, they'll have a great match with Lashley and Rush, and even in singles competition, Ono, Lashley and Gargano Rush would be very good. Very
good indeed. As we carry on with the show, and we have a non-title match, but a very hot feud indeed, as Daniel Bryan defeats The Miz in 16 minutes 20 by pinfall with a roll-up. Daniel Bryan getting a very impressive 90. The Miz getting an impressive 79. Unfortunately, the match only getting a 76B-. Probably because of length, to be honest. Probably a bit short. Maybe didn't like the finish. No improvements, unfortunately. But Daniel Bryan gets the edge against The Miz, picking up that roll-up win, catching The Miz by surprise. Miz going for his skull-crushing finale. Daniel Bryan escaping, going for the schoolboy, and getting the win.
Big win for D-Bry.
Yeah, not much else to say about that one, other than Maurice pretty good at ringside.
Well done, Maurice.
Actually, probably commentary affected that match as well, which is a shame.
Yeah. No.
But we will carry on still, as we have the United States Championship match, and Kofi Kingston of the New Day defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in 17:34 by pinfall with an SOS after a distraction from Xavier Woods at ringside, and Kofi Kingston wins the United States title. An impressive in-ring performance for him of a 75, which isn't bad for a singles match out of what most people would say is a tag team wrestler nowadays. Nakamura again with a very impressive 89. Kingston unfortunately getting a bruised tailbone. Hopefully that won't put him out of action too long. It would suck if he had to not defend that title at some point, but I'm sure his good friends Xavier and Big E would help him out in that regard. Nakamura improving in his flying skills in that one, and basically just let his cockiness get the best of him. Got distracted by Woods at ringside with his trombone. Tries to take the trombone off him, turns back round, Kingston hits him with the SOS and picks up the win. 77B, not bad.
Good match.
I think that's the second best match of the night.
Very well might be.
We move on then. Kingston got an injury.
78B. So, John Cena comes out of the ring. The crowd erupts. John Cena sucks. Let's go Cena. There's dueling chants already. And then out walks Dolph Ziggler. Before John Cena can even speak, he says, I know what this is. It's an open challenge. You've hyped it up all week on your Twitter, not on your Instagram. It's really weird that. John Cena, what's up with your Instagram? And then, and out comes Finn Balor. He says that he's sick and tired of hearing Dolph Ziggler talk absolute rubbish. He never makes sense.
Ooh, he brought
all
up
he
the
does
R-word.
is moan. And then out comes Andrade Cien Almas, flanked by his manager Zelina Vega, who says that he is the future of WWE. We have 3 men in the ring outside of Almas.
Who's still
all
outside?
pretty much 40 years old. They're all old men. And Andrade is the future. So let's see how this 4-way match goes for the Intercontinental Championship.
How old is Almas?
He's like 29.
Oh, because it would be awkward if he was older than we thought.
Oh no, he's the future.
Good angle. Very good angle. As we move on to a very good match.
79B is an bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Dolph Ziggler defeats Andrade Cien Almas, Finn Balor and John Cena in 16 minutes and 2 whole seconds when Dolph pins Finn Balor with the zigzag, following interference from Drew McIntyre again. Dastardly Drew is what they're calling him, as Dolph wins the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor went to the top rope, did the coup de grace on Dolph, but what's that? Drew's on the outside. Oh, he pulls Finn down from the top rope. Finn ends up on the apron. He goes for a big kick, but he misses it because Drew gets out the way, sweeps the leg. Finn goes crash on the floor in the Claymore kick. Great performances there from Finn Balor and John Cena. Andrade Almas did really well in the ring with 3 main eventers despite being a mid-carder. But the thing to note is that Finn Balor, despite doing that well, seemed off his game. That's just how good the Demon King can be. No improvements there, but they're not really needed. A great match there, 79B.
I thought Ziggler would do a little bit better than that, to be honest, but other than that, some very good in-ring performances.
Yeah, it's not 2012 anymore.
Yeah, true. If only it was, then he might be interesting. We move on then to the semi-main event of the night.
80B tied for the match of the night. We're in a superb match. Did you hear that? Superb. The Beast Brock Lesnar defeats Rusev in 11.5 minutes by pinfall with an F5 to make his first defense of the Universal Championship. Rusev did really, really well there. Like, really well in a wild brawl, which is why Brock Lesnar was visibly tired towards the end. He just can't go those grueling 11.5 minutes anymore. Paul did some great work there, as did Aiden English, but in the end, Aiden's work wasn't quite good enough, even if Rusev did improve in performance, because Brock Lesnar is still your current reigning and conquering and defending Universal Champion. Yeah,
very impressive Rusev performance indeed on this fine Rusev Day. Unfortunately, it was not Rusev's day, because he did come up short. I thought that was quite clever. We move on though to just before the main event. We cut backstage, and it's a rather large bearded man, as Braun Strowman is talking to Charlie Caruso, and he says he doesn't care who wins this main event, whether it's AJ Styles, whether it's Randall Keith Orton, whoever is the champ is going to get these hands. Impressive Braun Strowman performance. 78B. We move on to the match you have all been waiting for, with the best in-ring performer of the decade, Randall Keith Orton, against AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And it is the match of the night in an 83B, as AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, defeats Randall Keith Orton in 21 minutes and 15 seconds with the Styles Clash in what can only be described as an epic. AJ Styles making defence number 10 of his WWE Championship. Styles with an in-ring performance of 90, Randall Keith Orton with a 93. No worker improvements. That match should have been better considering those ratings. I'm not going to be too mad. Still match of the night.
Congratulations, and AJ Styles. What's next for AJ? He's been champion for 13.5 months now. A big long reign for the big long man.
Yeah, and going into the royalist of Rumbles, he will
but
be
not
champ.
quite the greatest Royal Rumble.
No, this will be the second greatest Royal Rumble. Mainly because we're booking it. Get fucked, Saudi Arabia. Please don't hurt me, Saudi Arabia. I love your country, really. As we end the show with an 81B, increasing our popularity in 27 regions across the globe. SmackDown with the best and worst match of the night, because what would SmackDown Live be without getting the worst match of the night?
Oh, bless.
Although, to be fair, not far off your Cruiserweight title match, and these guys had to open the show to a dead crowd. So I'm pretty happy.
My guys had to compete to a dead crowd because your match sucked.
Yeah, but then my guys still carried the show. So we're going to make a little speech. Who do you think we should be nice to? I think I'm going to be nice to Randall Keith Orton, getting the best performance of the SmackDown brand.
Andrade Cien Almas.
Andrade Cien Almas had a very good showing as well. And should we go with Ronda Rousey, just because it's Ronda Rousey?
Go for it. Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. Probably got up there in terms of the best performances. I wasn't really keeping track.
It was great for her division.
Yeah, so we're going to make a speech. They're all pleased, as you would expect when you're being nice to people. WWE superstars have feelings too. We just don't really care about them.
Aww.
I mean, we do, because we're management, but as fans, nobody cares. We're going to have a quick look in our mailbag. Buddy Murphy, poor ring psychology. Seth Rollins, not a fan. John Cena, though, really thinks Akira Tozawa can talk well.
He can.
Mm-hmm. And Big E, a lot of charisma in Aiden English.
There is.
Yeah, so a very good thing there. We'll have a quick look at our injuries to Kofi, Kingston, and who was it for you? I just saw it. Akira Tozawa. Let's have a look. Well, he's still going to push.
We'll look at the medical
so it looks good.
If we can put surgery on them if needs be.
I will do. 15 days for Akira Tozawa. Not too bad. It seems like it's an arm injury. And who else? Kofi Kingston. I have the memory.
Your United States champion, who you've just forgotten about.
Physical. He can work through it, so he'll be on the sidelines. Still cheering on his good friends Xavier and Big E. As we go to the medical tab, no surgery can be done, but with 15 days, not really any point. As you see, very excitingly, Goldust, just 28 days to go before you can see Goldust in action on WWE television.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait. Anyway, that is all for this episode. We're going to have a quick look at Chapter 67 as we end off.
God.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the WWE Draft War. Who is Danny Hunter?
Jim and Lee Hunter's younger sister.
Apparently she can play most WWE entrance themes on guitar. Thrilling. I can see now why she's the Progress Women's Champion. But that is all for watching. No, that is not. That's not a sentence. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Bye.